All right, let's talk heavyweights. Bryant Jennings against Andrey Fedosov. Uh, I'll have to say that I was impressed with Jennings. I mean, he may not didn't get in there and knock this dude out, but we all know that Russians are tough fighters, and I think that Jennings, I'm talking about, showed a good deal of hand speed and movements, and even that he could take a punch. Because Fedosov to me wasn't an easy matchup. I mean, I think he came in there to fight. He was throwing some good shots, and I think that. He had Jennings. He gave Jennings something to think about. He wasn't in there feather-handed. I mean, he was throwing some punches. He was, putting Jennings against the ropes, getting in his chest. But Jennings uh, comes away with the win. Now, one thing I want to say about Brian Jennings is that I've been hearing a lot of people say that this guy's a small heavyweight. Well, if you're comparing him to Tyson Fury or Vladimir or Vitaly Klitschko or Andrew Volyev, yes, he is a small heavyweight, but the dude came into the ring 227 and a half, which tells me I know a lot of people they don't believe that heavyweights actually trim weight, but heavyweights generally do trim weight. I mean, just look at David Hay. I mean, when he fought John Ruiz, he came in the ring at what, 222, 223. But when he fought Vladimir, he came in the ring at 212 and a half, and when he fought Chisora, he came in at 210. That tells you that heavyweights do cut weight. Uh, I don't think that Brian Jennings walks around at 227 and a half. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he walks around 235, 233, maybe even a little bigger than that. My point being is that no, he's not a big heavyweight by any means, but he's not a super small heavyweight. I mean, almost 230 pounds is a nice size heavyweight. I mean, that's bigger than Vander Holyfield and Mike Tyson were back in their prime. Moving on from that. I noticed in the third round, to show that he does have some pop, Jennings hit Fedosov with the right uppercut, left hook, and he stunned him. And what I think happened is that Jennings wanted the knockout, and I think he gassed himself out. I think after that combination with the right uppercut, left hook, Jennings just gassed himself out, trying to get Fedosov out of there, and Fedosov was tough. Fight ends at the end of the sixth round. Fedosov can't continue because that left eye was closed, and that eye was closed from punches. So the cat does have some pop. He wins. He moves on from there. So let's talk about what's down the road for Jennings. What I notice is this: there seems to be a lot of desperate people out there wanting to know who's the best American heavyweight. I think a lot of these guys are, in my opinion, just prospects. And after watching this recent fight with Jennings, I feel the same way. I think he's just a little bit step above a prospect. He's not ready for the top guys in the division. So we don't need to mention either one of the Klitschko's, or at this point even David Hay. I don't think he's ready for those guys. Some fights that I do think would be interesting to see for Brian Jennings would be the Jonathan Banks Seth Mitchell winner, which is coming up on the 22nd of June. That could be an interesting fight for him, a step up fight. Two guys who are not in the top 10 who may be round about his level. What about Kubrat Pulev, who they tried to set up a fight with Adamek a few months ago, and right now Pulev is looking for an opponent. Now he is considered a top 10 heavyweight in a few corners, but still, I think that might be a decent test for Jennings. There's also Deontay Wilder out there, the guy with that just killer right hand. Monster right hand. I mean, that's another heavy American heavyweight who is a little bit above prospect level. Maybe you get those guys in the ring. And then here's an interesting fight. What about Latif Coyote? If you don't know who he is, he's a cruiserweight who fought Antonio Tarver last year, and now he's moving up in weight. Said he wants to go up to heavyweight. I'm saying that because this is a guy who may come in a little smaller than Jennings, and could possibly provide a pretty decent fight. And then there is a guy who used to be considered a top 10, Denis Boysov. Uh, a guy who I think is probably in that top 20 range, who was about a fighter, and he might be and I still think he might be a step up for Jennings. And then lastly will be a guy like Derek Chisora, who also would be a little bit step up because Chisora has been in there with Fury. He's been in there with Vitali, and he's been in there with David Hayes. So he's been in there with a little bit better competition than Jennings have seen, and I think that would be a good test for him. Anyway, that's my thoughts on heavyweight Bryant Jennings. What did you think on it? Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.